Good afternoon, Honorable Zakaria Nyampa, the member representing the people of Madagali, Michika Federal Constituency. I'm from Adamawa State. I'm the mover of that motion that is very important for the benefit of the whole Nigerians. That motion, they need to investigate the mismanagement of COVID-19 funds. This motion is a childbirth of the need and the public outcry about the funds that were used when the whole world are in crisis due to COVID-19. The whole businesses, families, schools, working areas were shut down because of COVID, and we are in a serious pandemic era then. And government made several efforts to cushion to sort the challenges we were going through, and government injected into COVID almost 200 billion naira. And there is also a public outcry about this fund, whether they were properly managed, whether the project they were meant for, whether the procurements were done in the normal manners that are required by lay down law and regulation in the country. And because of that, we find it very necessary to look into it to see that that money is properly accounted for. The money, almost 200 billion, as you can see, is a large sum of money that we look at it, even from the eye of the parliament. We have 360 federal constituency. If those projects will amount to 500 million each constituency, the masses, the people will see the project visible on ground. And so many packages that has to do with that fund were there. So we want to look so that you and I will know that the investment by the Federal Republic, the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, then is worthwhile, or otherwise the House under the leadership of Dr. Tajuddin Abbas is willing to unveil anything hidden, and we can assure Nigerians that justice will be done to the reports at the end of the day. The government has a process. If they transmit certain money to any agency of government, we'll trace the money and we'll check for accountability for the money. So the federal government is federal government money. If they disburse it to state, fine. We know. If they are state agencies, we know. If they are federal government institutions, we also find out and know and see where there are gray areas. We ask questions. And I believe the public outcry about the COVID fund will be cleared. We cannot say we have not achieved success even with the COVID fund. But what we are saying, there is public outcry. Some donor agencies are saying that the money were not properly handled. And we as legislators in the 10th Assembly, we want to unveil the fund to see what has transpired actually and let Nigerians know. Let the government in place now know that actually this money were actually accounted for. So the same thing, the policy of the government is very commendable. And we also, the House has experts. They have the tools of law to use to ensure that all the 75 million cash transfer, whatever they will call it, are accounted for. We're going to check any government fund, and especially under the Public Account Committee, we'll check any money that goes out in this country. The assurance I'm giving now is there's a new sheriff in town. We have a capable speaker, a very honest gentleman that is willing, that is encouraging, that everything that the House resolve, any investigation report is going to transmit it to the executive for implementation. So I'm very optimistic. We cannot go and take investigation and drop it out, throw it to the dustbin. The report will be utilized for Nigeria and any other institution, nationally or internationally, to use. So I am very optimistic there's going to be change in transparency and accountability in this country. My constituents have a word for them because we are one of the areas that are suffering in this country. We suffer the insurgents, lack of security, and we have so many challenges. In my constituents, it was recently, very few months, that we were allowed to ride motorcycle. In my constituency, there is no electricity. In my constituency, there is no electricity, so to say. And there are a lot of challenge. And my word to them is to be patient, to be hopeful. With the new government policy, relief will come, succor will come to my people. We are law-abiding people. I'm not calling them about the law and order, but I'm calling them to be patient and hopeful. With the new policy of government, there's going to be an impact positively on their lives.